Alright, hey guys, it's Final Flash. Figured I'd make a quick video for you guys, or as quick as I can, since it has been a while. Now, I did make a little quick video about us making the playoffs, but it was kind of brief. And I figured I'd get one out there for you guys before the Super Bowl. Personally, I don't really have a dog in this race. I'm just going to watch it. Yes, it would be nice to see Andy Reid get a ring and LaShawn McCoy and see Steven Wisniewski get another ring, but ultimately I'm just going to root for it, and I'm glad that the teams I hate are out of it. Now, I guess I'll start from the Miami game. I was actually at that Dolphins-Eagles game in Miami, and I wasn't happy. In fact, I was disgusted. What I saw was what I thought was two bad teams playing each other, and the Dolphins just wanting it more. But it turned out to be the game that kind of woke us up. And we won 4 straight games after that to wind up winning the division. We beat the Giants in overtime, which was hideous game, but they wound up pulling it out because the Giants coach is awful. And we really just took over the second half of that Giants game. It took us a while to finally tie the game up. And we actually didn't lead it all the entire game, but still managed to win. Thanks to a game-winning touchdown. The Redskins game I didn't get to watch too much of because I was at work at the time, but I was able to turn my phone on for a brief period and see that we won. But what I did see was it was basically a shootout, and anyone who knows me knows that I hate shootouts, which is ironic because the greatest shootout in Super Bowl history was my team's first Super Bowl win. But anyway, I saw that Redskins game, the highlights and stuff, and I just thought, alright, Dallas is going to destroy us. I said that on Twitter, and a bunch of Cowboys fans like, nah, we're worse. You guys got more heart and stuff like that. But lo and behold, we did beat the Cowboys. And it's kind of funny because Dak immediately got the shoulder injury excuse, which I knew was going to happen if we won. But it's just kind of funny to me because I'm sure that affected his performance, but did it really that much considering the Cowboys put up 47 points the following week? And some Cowboys fans are talking about how they left points on the board, or I guess they really blew it themselves. Well, the Cowboys didn't have a lead at all that entire game. Who's to say you really gave the game away when you weren't really in control in the first place? And honestly, the whole reason Dallas was still in the game was due to our screw-ups. Jake Elliott did not have a very good season as far as long-range field goals, and he still trotted him out there to kick 2 50-plus yard field goals. And those missed field goals, I believe both of them led to Cowboys field goals. So we honestly should have eventually pulled away from Dallas. And we actually would have if Miles Sanders wouldn't have slid and just iced the game right then and there. It would have been 24-9. So it really should have been a blowout. And honestly, if you look at the stats of that game, you can't tell me that Cowboys fans wouldn't have said that they dominated us if the situation was in reversed. But still, it was great to finally get the monkey off our back and beat the Cowboys. And now the Giants game, that game was actually just as frustrating as the Cowboys game, because, excuse me, we were honestly struggling against them throughout most of the game. Throughout most of the game, it was close. It was actually tied 17-17 going into the fourth quarter, which means that that's technically a game-winning drive for Wentz. Which is kind of goes to show you how that's kind of a broken step, but I'll maybe talk about that later. But anyway, it was kind of frustrating because our offense wasn't looking that great. They went for it on 4th and long and didn't get it. And in hindsight, it could have been, I was hoping for a more convincing win against one of the most turnover-prone quarterbacks in the NFL. But we were able to get 2 turnovers off of Daniel Jones in the fourth quarter, and we eventually did pull away. And that fourth quarter explosion against the Giants was pretty awesome, because it really was an exclamation mark to everything that had led to that point. Kind of going into my inner Max Payne there, but it was just it was a really nice, satisfying feeling to see us go to the playoffs and the Cowboys going home, despite the fact that they started 3-0 and finished 8-8. So they went 3-0, went 5-8 the rest of the way. It was a satisfying end to the regular season, and the playoff game was pretty much the exact opposite. And the Wentz injury was brutal. It really sucked because it made me feel like we're back to square one with Wentz. He barely played in the playoffs, and we really don't see much playoff experience from him still. Excuse me. We haven't seen that much playoff experience from him still. And I've heard people say, well, at least he started all 16 games, and it's just like, it's like, I would have much rather seen, Wentz get hurt a few times. Excuse me again. I would have much rather seen Wentz get hurt in the regular season and miss a few games, but still make the playoffs, than to see it happen that way. And yeah, I do think the hit on Miles Clowney, yes, I went there, was cheap. And yeah, I think it should have been a penalty, should have been a fine, and it's just kind of disgusting the way the NFL just kind of like tossed that under the rug and just turned a blind eye. And I've heard a lot of different points of views on the hit on Wentz, and I wasn't happy about it. I'm not gonna disclose names because it's more than one person who said things that I didn't like. And if you really want to know where this loss is compared to some of our other one and dones, which I hate going one and done, by the way. I absolutely hate it. Losing to the Saints in the first round really sucked because we really had them, and we let that game slip through our fingers. That was a very underrated choke job for us. It's kind of forgotten. I mean, we did leave. We did leave some plays on the field. Not trying to sound like a hypocrite or anything, but Cooper dropped that touchdown pass. We missed some field goals and so on and so forth. And then the game against the Packers, they wound up winning the Super Bowl back in 2010. But as far as this loss goes now, in hindsight, I just don't really think this team was on the level of the 4 remaining teams in the NFL. Not even the Packers. I know we beat the Packers, but the way Aaron Rodgers was playing in that divisional round game, I just don't really think our secondary would have been able to stop him. And that nobody was going to beat the 49ers in that NFC Championship game. Not even us with Deshaun Jackson. And it sucks that we didn't get to see Deshaun Jackson come back. But honestly, that was his fault. He should have got that surgery as soon as he got hurt. The week he got hurt. But that's his bed that he's got to lay in, rather. We just weren't on the level of most of these NFC teams that made the playoffs. At least I don't think we were. So, in the end, it's not too crushing of a playoff loss, I guess. It just, like I said, it sucks that we're kind of back to square one with wins. But, that's just the way it is sometimes, I guess. I have seen my team win a Super Bowl now. I told myself that I had no problem winning without Wentz because I knew there's no guarantee that we were going to have that opportunity again with him. Hopefully we do someday, but for now, it's just wait and see. Anyway, that's all I got right now. Final Flash out.